Greetings, greetings. We're there with you. Things and times, yes, reflection. Yes, so give me a little chance here. So I play a two tune in this mix here.
Live life, sing soul sister. Life now. Say what you got to say, say it. I will always do that. Baby, I love you so, and I want the world to know. Keep on coming to my door. I will never let you go away. I'll be always here to stay. Baby, I will treat you better. If I tell you about this, baby, I'll always stay. I'll be around till my dying day. No, she will never do that. Oh, no, no. Oh, yeah. Say what you got to say. Say it each and every darn day. Baby, I would never do a thing like that. Baby, you mean so much to me. I come crawling on my bending knees. I know you love me just the same. I will bring you plenty fortune and fame. You got no one to blame. I will always call your name. Live life, sing soul sister. Life now. never do that. Oh no, no. Oh yeah. Say what you got to say. Say it each and every darn day. Maybe I would never do a thing like that. Maybe you mean so much to me. I'm from crawling on my bended knee. I know you love me just the same. I will bring you plenty, fortune and fame. You got no one to blame. I will always call your name. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Baby, you could be free, like a bird in a tree. I'll never leave you in misery.
a tune like that, one of my brother's favorite producers, a tune him play regular, so it's appropriate to play that for him daughter. You see? Yeah. things really set, seriously. Yes, just looking back, as a brother's love for him daughter and for him children, seriously. Last one of that segment.
Just like the sea keeps flowing every day, that's the way my love stays and stays. Cherish it and it will never die, so I don't have to cry, cry, cry. Treat me right and I'll be good to you.
Hey, I saw family them supposed to live in. I tell you, you can't find it on record, you have to find it real. Yeah. Go on, David. Mr. Isaac. Yes, David.
Just like the sea keeps flowing every day.
Oh no!
That's the way never die.
It's true.
So I don't have to cry, cry, cry.
What?
Treat me right, and I'll be good to you.
Yeah.
Treat me right, and I'll be true, true, true.
As a good Bible will tell you.
Just like the sea keeps flowing every day. That's the way my love stays and stays. Cherish it and it will never die. So I don't have to cry, cry, cry. Treat me right, and I'll be good to you.
As a good Bible will tell you.
Treat me right, and I'll be true, true, true.
As he would say. Rock it, mommy. Shock it to me, daddy. Over.
Just like the sea keeps flowing every day.
Every day.
That's the way my love stays and stays.
As the sun will shine.
Cherish it, and it will never die.
As you will see the moon. And a billion stars will shine. Natural. Yeah, man, a father's love and a family love, you know. The sweet things. You can't deny us of these things. I tell you, no matter how things going on, can't deny we have them things there. Seriously. Human beings, man.
Oh, yes.
You see what me I say? The people them have to know. Yes, Mom. What you say to me? You did it? Come. I tell you, we work with the spirits now. Everybody have to know.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Some people ought to know.
Tell them so.
That in the beginning, God created the earth and all the things therein.
Hey, you know something? The people them up the scripture and the pass to them. You see? And you must read, you know. You must read Genesis 3. Read it all about the woman and the serpent and the apple or the tree. Forget the apple, because the apple, them think that European people put all these things. But read Genesis 3. All about this female. Not about any Adam, about this female. her encounters, her experience. Read it. And don't let people tell us a serpent has to be what we understand, or the Europeans tell we that a serpent is, because you configure that a serpent was the snake. But read it the way they have written it in English, German, Latin. Read it how them configure it. Black people, read the thing. You understand? Don't let the pastor keep telling the things, or minister or pope. And then find African roots. Find African modality. Find African spirituality. Find Africanness. Find African culture. It's about time we be ourselves. You see? It's important. Very important. And I'm not laughing at us, you know. I laugh at myself. come to this conclusion. You see? Because it's an endless illusion that we've been placed within. And we should not want to be in this predicament until we die.
Oh, yeah.
So again, we are saying greetings and good evening. Now the time is 25 minutes past 7. In England, it's cool. You see? I tell you, man, the people, the situation getting, yeah, and the heating, man, the bills, you understand, the utility bills would be rising. I tell you, thing cool. You see? And then people that have them control them eating. You have to turn it up. Once you turn it up, remember, see, you turn up the money, you know. You see, when the people them talk about election, no one talk about rates, you know. They talk about things them going to promise you in 5 years' time. Promise people in 5 years' time. One have to deal with something immediately now, which is racism, for them existence and an opportunity to have a level playing field to try to win the election. You see? Now if them don't come up with something, with how the media work and who controls certain tabloids out there, and even though the weather is like it is, a lot of the old folks, them, the middle-aged people, them, will not be able to attend to cast their vote. And perhaps them not so understandable of the computer, even in the circle first world England. I tell you. So Labour is getting licked. Certain penalties is inflicted upon them. What a thing. You see? So you just have to understand, say, don't cripple yourself just because the weather is so cold, you know. You have to have the heating. You have to control the heating. I'll tell you. And don't try rush turn it up, because your radiator then will bust. You have to be gradual. It's a serious problem, you know, serious thing. So, they're in Africa now. The Almighty have blessed them. They are Kenya, Somalia, and Sudan. How is this blessing come across? Sudan expecting a typhoon, what do you call it? What do you call the thing? Some drastic weather changer. Sudan. No, Somalia. But at the same time, about 2 months now, Somalia have a lot of wind. And through ignorance, you see how God bless them? Through ignorance, instead of controlling the water control the land, and they're being deprived within areas that them try to fix up. Now them flood out. So there's a lesson to be learned there. And in Kenya, who is not stricken with the same warmongering and sectarianism as Somalia, but they are inflicting a lot of problems in Somalia for the last 70 odd years. They're also flooded. And in Sudan, dividing hasn't worked. It's only worked for the Europeans. And the land that the people them have gone to in the South Sudan is now flooded after them finish up boxing each other and kicking each other down. And someone else is getting the benefit materials out of the land, out of the soil. Now here comes God. And it just happened to be in an agricultural belt. So instead of working the land and doing things that they know to be done, for generations upon generations, both Kenya, Somalia and Sudan, them have these skills because they are ancestors to the Bantus as well. And for them land, they're not outsiders. But yet still there's no irrigation. There's no construct for the water. And the water that we always desire more than anything else. And they haven't had or put any form of reservoir, any irrigation systems, or anything in place. I know America send a lot of wheat and a lot of rice. And you know, so a modified stuff because the population rate in relation to all the warring fragments and everything that take place hasn't been decreasing. And for people who don't come from the continent, it seems that population growth bothers them. How would that be? Enough for your land, enough for your people. What is your problem? See? And we're going to make love with the United Nations. And them have all of the injection, in vaccination programs. And we are far sick, quicker than fly, decreasing the population growth. Africa, wake up. And all those people who speak about Sudan, where are you now? The Southern Sudanese requires assistance. And Muslims, you spend your time watching different things and not paying attention to our nation. What says you? Somalia needs help. Kenya needs help. And next door, Tanzania should be encouraged to help. Ethiopia, Abyssinia should be encouraged to help. Why are they not helping? Are the same kingdom, you know? You see how colonial powers ruin our spiritual modality and our cultured sensibility. So that's why you have to balance the thing. You can't just say you're a spiritualist, don't realize your cultural values, and don't realize your duties to be performed as a mortal human being on this here material earth. It's wishful thinking of someone's who wish to be so spiritually endowed and trying to live on the cloud. Nah. You can't work the thing with a European perspective. You cannot try to find the Almighty with a European perspective. It's them things that we are say when we come out as Muslim to connect with to reconnect. You hear that word? Reconnect with ourselves. It's not that we didn't know who we were. We were learning. But you can get absorbed through the learning and your tutors to appreciate other people's destinies, other people's cultures, other people's modalities, and lose yourself. And we saw that. We recognized it, but we felt it inside of our reservoir, our conscience, our souls, our morals. You see? That's what we experience. You can't just talk things. You have to just feel things. You have to experience things. And we Muslims who are say that we are come out, we've experienced all of that. We're not getting a conversation from nobody. We experience it. It's a beautiful thing, nevertheless. But we're not Malaysians, we're not Indonesians, we're not Pakistanis, and we're not Indians. We're Africans. One thing we seemed not to be able to do was to love the African, to know the African, so we can love the African. You see? And the people who teach, they know what they're doing, they know what they have been doing, and they know how they've been projecting what they do. And sometimes one should not be able to say that they did these things knowingly or deliberately or intentionally. Them just love the fact that they were able to teach us or guide us. But in doing so, you follow a pattern. And that's where man is accessible. You see? That's what happens to man. You feel gratified through support. And before you know it, you're something else. It's the attraction. It's spiritual attraction. It's emotional dependency. Have you been there? All of us have. As the children of the slaves. And the European man, they know this very well. That's why they will never allow us, have not allowed us to be ourselves. They're afraid of us being independent. And it's not about us seeking revenge. It's not. It's that them know that life is with the Africans. Them know a greater things about us than we know about ourselves. And that's why we have to work together to feel the love and affection of ourselves. And believe you me, it is possible. And it will be possible. And it will be done. Inshallah. You understand? Maybe the 40 years that God put the children are the tribes in the wilderness. Maybe that's the thing that has to happen to us. So we will bring about a new mind and a new people in time. Because 40 years, all those old heads that wanted the old ways, and the poor young ones that weren't getting any form of direction that was positive. Moses and Aaron, through the help and the guidance of the Almighty, had a job to do. You see? 40 years, it is said, and 23 years was the prophet's mission to teach a people how to recognize the law and implement and apply the law, and to be wholesome. 23 years and accepting one God, monotheism, and declaring that acceptance and that obedience to the law. Don't you all understand? The problem the world have with Al-Islam is that Al-Islam, the Muslims, they want to institute the law, Sharia. They want to institute it. And the democracies, they will do everything possible to deny the Muslims from that. Africa, what is Africans asking? Them subdue them people to a thing called democracy and an acceptance of colonial past and colonial measures. So they're still subservient, they're still servants, not independent of that wonderful, beautiful land of creation. How is it that the father has a problem to counsel the child? How is it that the father has a problem to counsel the child? Africa is the father. And may we also say the mother. But it has a problem counseling the children. That's what it is. You've never seen it like that. The monarchy of England is not the mother of anything. They tried to make themselves, and they made themselves it. Who is the servants? Black people, African people. Then flip the script and turn the tables around on us. Some people who like history, you should re-examine Abyssinia and look at, not directly look at the carnation, go ahead of the carnation and then ask yourselves, how did Britain get involved in Abyssinia? And what was their presence? And what was their accomplishment? And you will learn something. Something. It will be hurtful. but at least it will make a person's mind free. And at least it will make those who feel that they're so religiously endowed, they make them also free. Some of you should ask those elders who proclaim themselves to be historians or have knowledge of Africa. But soon as them start throwing aspersions to Islam, move on. Reason is, they're working for someone. Or they're clouding everything to make an impression. But the question is, what do you know of Abyssinia before the carnation? What can you tell us of your research, through your research, before the carnation? And then why they try to tell you something? Just remember, the carnation is your litmus test. So by the time you get to the carnation, no, you ask them to address the carnation for you. What was it? Whose legacy? And was the carnation the carnation? Was the carnation the carnation? See? Cross references. Then the second question, really? Well, the third. Why was Britain, England, why were they involved? Not invited, involved. You see? Don't mix it up. Because remember, you're starting from before the carnation, not during the carnation. Let's go before. And from that point, at least the trauma, some of the trauma that we, the children of the slave, have been suffering from, at least we get a little bit of relief. A little bit of relief. Because we've been lied to. We've been constantly lied to. And we are a problem to civilized world because we continue to search for who we are, and we're also requesting to be told, and we want to go home. And the power of B is saying, how come we can't beat it out of them? But you see, England, they don't address poor slavery, traumatic stress or syndrome. But for other people, them give so much titles, so much names to everything that happened to other people. Even for them own, from the First World War to the Second World War, them not serving their people. So it begs a question to find, and you'll find out it's all to do with science. Science, you know. wicked laboratory experimentations, not to improve health, and wicked arms. It's all about arms and some wicked, diabolical experimentation. So up to this day, them feel indebted. So it must be something that they have to hide. But they also have benefited from these experiments and from these wicked and terrible weapons, destructive elements. Yes. Because even the British people themselves, they have not encouraged to remember their grandparents, their own people. It's a strange thing. And we jackass black people has been sitting around, and these things are happening right in our midst. And these people have lost hundreds and thousands and millions of lives. But who came to rebuild, help them rebuild and reclaim them superiority across the earth? We. And who did they dominate? We. And who have been their servants? We. See? And what do we get and what have we received from them? In terms of gratitude, nothing. Because everything that our parents have or had, them strive for. Nothing was handed down and given to them. Including what we understand to be racial discrimination. Up to today. Up to today. And that just doesn't just happen in England, you know. That happens on the continent. That happens on the islands. On a day-to-day, hour-by-hour basis. Now, if we were really in tune to the ultimate creator, we won't be in this but on the wicked that we've been using up to now. You hear me? If we were in tune to the creator, we won't be on the wicked that we're on right now. Because they want to make you believe so that God forsake we in the first place. We are cursed people, and we don't know how to communicate with God. Because if we did, I'm sure God will be answering us. Why? God also prejudiced, racist, bigot, and so on. Stop it, man. We have played that hand far, 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 far too long. Black people. We've played that hand too long, man. And the world laugh at us. And we're laughing at ourselves because we're playing an empty hand. God has no partners and no associates. God says nothing can see him and live. God says so. Or it said that God says so in the same book that you all carry. But yet still you're taught to have God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Have we not been to school? Have we not graduated? Are we not matured people yet? But it's like someone give me a number and tell me call them. No, they didn't give me a number. I hash a number and say it must be this person number. I'm going to keep using the number. I'm going to get no response. So when I come of age, you must understand that is my own imagination, is my own depiction of a number and everything. So I should seek the person and get the correct number. But because I'm dealing with mysticism, I stay on my trot with a number that I've conjured up. But someone else really conjured up this number, give me. And I wouldn't dare change it. I wouldn't dare try to say, well, hold on, you must have given me the wrong number. Because how comes it doesn't work? Should I not be getting a response? We were told not to question God. And it wasn't God who was speaking to us, you know. It was another human being like us. This is what the pastors them do. Them preach a sermon that tells you that you should not question God, so then you finish up not questioning them about God or what they're saying that God allegedly supposed to have said. So you never get corrected. You never get an answer. And you don't have all of these answers in your head. And your spirit don't feel good. Your soul don't feel good. So you want to ask. But you feel that you be doing something wrong. And you just won't open up your mouth and ask. But when you come home, you body your family. You body your husband. You body your wife. You body your children. You body yourself. And when you're supposed to ask the pastor or the bishop, and especially if it's a white person, whoa, you tremble, you don't want to ask a question at all. Even though the question is up in your head. A fright, you have fright. And then you behave like you got licked by the Holy Spirit. And if you don't even feel that, that's what they tell you. And now you've gone into another form of mysticism and feel that God has awarded you something. When all you wanted to ask, is what you're saying true? How comes I don't get no reply? And we move on and we get older and we get older and it remains the same. And this is called mental trauma. And those who can't handle it, when them have children, them treat them children bad. Or them and them partner live like hog. But them can't do it without each other. This is our world that someone else created for us. And we agree with nonsense to accommodate each other. Not to please each other, just to accommodate each other. Because we won't exist. So we have hundreds and thousands of broken homes, broken hearts, broken relationships, segregated children. And all we want is some freedom, some independence, and truth. Truth. And we've not been set free. Neither were we sent back home. So at least we could have roamed on our own land and find out who we really are. And have a name. Have a name. Whether it's Kojo, Kofi, Akwezi, Baba, Atundi, Kwame. Zin, We don't know. How sad is that? Miss Smith, Miss Jones, Miss Peters. It's a European people. That proud themselves and name us after them. And what's our history? What's our culture? What's our morals? It's European. Can you now look and see what's happening to our children? They're caught. They don't know who they are. And they're enacting and reacting and responding to trauma that the state, the system is inflicted upon them. But they belong to us. Now look at that screen. It's a horror movie, man. And this one is not made in Hollywood. This one is made right here. What them call this thing? Earl Street. They have a name for theirs over here. And some of us are pleased with our existence. Finish.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yes, but people ought to know that in the beginning, God created the earth and all the things therein. Yes, but people ought to know that He gave it to man. To set you and have dominion over everything on this earth. Oh yes, yes the people ought to know. Oh yes the people ought to know. Yes the people ought to know that man made a mess of this whole world, so they will serve their soul. Yes, the people ought to know that Jah was displeased, and in His wrath He sent the flood to destroy wickedness. Oh yes, the people ought to know. Oh yes, the people ought to know. Oh, gotta tell them, I just gotta tell them. Yes, the people ought to know that God gave man a chance to redeem his soul once again. But it seems as if He wanna do the same. Sinfulness on this earth. Oh yeah, wickedness. Oh yes, the people ought to know. Oh yes, the people ought to know. Oh yes, the people ought to know. Brimstone and fire. Brimstone and fire. Oh yes, the people ought to know. Oh yes, the people ought to know. Yes, the people ought to know. Yes, the people ought to know. Whoa. Got to know. Yes, got to know. They got to know. No.
Yes. if you're experiencing some craziness out there, so all you have to do is just reboot the thing. Everything good over here, sir. It's just technology have a way of doing the thing. Christopher Martin, listen.
Oh no, them not here. Some of them say them not no fear. No, yeah, but let me tell you this clear. Yeah, alright. Mama say, don't you follow bad company. Mama say, don't trust strangers along the way. Mama say, the seed when you sow you are gonna reap today. Mama say, no follow bad company. They don't find rent for Ireland, so be progressive. The youth of nowadays don't get the positive message. Everyone a bad man, everyone aggressive. The negativity too excessive. People are weak and mourn. Call upon the Father, sit up on his throne. Some a go the wrong way, claim them a uncream for the cone. God bless my own. Remember, Mama say, don't you follow bad company. Mama say, don't trust strangers along the way. Mama say.
I'm going to come back to that for what reason. You see, when we go and do my mentoring, that's a tune we just play. And all the young people, them, so far, in 2 years, love the tune. Them sing the tune. Indian children, Chinese children, our children, I tell you, them sing the tune. You see? Because it resonates to them. And tune me tell a story. And then play it. And let them see. And the story is always about them as children. And them beautiful parents who wants only good for them. You understand? And who will spend all of them life till they reach out 21 trying to see them mature. Yes. Why? Because my parents them stayed. They want to see we mature. They want to see we succeed. Yeah? And develop. I don't know no parent that don't want to see them children grow. I haven't experienced none. So the hell, I'm going to come and do something different and accept all this nonsense that's been going on and still going on. Sometimes I've asked myself, really, when I look at the young people them and the way they behave and everything, is it because me older or me whole that me I disconnect myself from things that I used to do? And it's zero. No. I'm old. I'm older. Yes. But me never do none of them something there. Serious thing. Serious thing. Run boat. Star. It's here that we learn about racism. It's here that we learn about gollywags. So them things never come up about running about and screaming and shouting and everything. No. A straight school with your books, and then little more we get back, and straight to school with a uniform, looking neat, and we have a bag. And straight home, and so on. And then as we start growing, vice box, it was make sure the trousers them crisp, shirt them clean. You see? Collar standing up, and the shoes well polished. So I came up. Yes. And politeness on the road to our people. And you receive it back also. And whether you receive it back or not, you must give it courtesy, respect. Oh, yes. So I sorted that out. It's not about me going through the evolution of age. And all of a sudden I see teenagers them and me feel sad that I'm old now. No, stop it. Well, I go through some Minto and Calypso and enjoy my sister. Yeah. Ian!
Many men make a big mistake when them treat them girlfriend mean. Some of them have a jealous mind, so them try to fence her in. Don't you fence her in. Give her money but no fence her in. Don't you fence her in. If you want she stay no fence her in. I met a girl the other day and I quote her like a queen. She says she come to me for money, but I must not fence her in. Don't you fence her in. You give her money, but no fence her in. Don't you fence her in. If you want, she say no fence her in. The first thing that she called down for was a pair of ankle wrap. Me open me mouth, he go say something, but when she smile, me shut up, rap. Don't you fence her in. You give her money, but no fence her in. Don't you fence her in. If you want, she say no fence her in. She asked me next to fix her teeth, and I think she was too old. But when she turned and make her sign, I would have full her mouth with gold. Don't you fence her in. You give her money, but no fence her in. Don't you fence her in. If you want, she stay no fence her in. She asked me next for a spectacle, and I did not like the sauce. But she put some sort of kiss for me, I would have give her 12 eyeglass. Don't you fence her in. You give her money, but no fence her in. Don't you fence her in. If you want, she say no fence her in. She asked me next for a 12-pound watch, and that one gave me a shock. But when she whine her body line, I would have give her parade clock. Don't you fence her in. You give her money, but no fence her in. Don't you fence her in. If you want, she say no fence her in. Later on, I says to her, it's my time to call down now. And all I want is a baby boy, and I hope there'll be no row. She jump up with a piece of stick and say, man, you think me da grin. But when you want come talk about baby boy, I fence you want come fence me in. Don't you fence her in. You give her money but no fence her in. Don't you fence her in. If you want, she say no fence her in. Don't you fence her in. You give her money but no fence her in. Don't you fence her in.
See, hard to get, you know.
I was walking by the Spanish Town Road, and as I reached by Darling Street, me hear Alert Pedassy singing a song like this. Me got a man that me call Alfred. Every day him want food in bed. It's a shame of him eyes them red when he want food in bed. But no food in bed. Yes, no food in bed. But when me call don't be plenty too. All the while him me saying no. Yet him want to give me bed blue, so no food in bed. on my journey. And when I reached Ataba Street, another band was here and played a song like this. When I come but does it up fancy man, him want to get too rough. He no leave money, him no leave no food, but by 6 o'clock him wanting food. Take what you want, me say take what you want. Take you want out me empty pan. Take what you want, me say take what you want. Take you want out me empty pan. Continue the little farther, and when I reach a long church street, me hear Chin's Calypso Sextet play a song like this. Liza, me hear you see me pumpkin. Just Baba, me take a little wonder. If you take it, then you really have to see me. But Baba, me no have nothing to see you know. For the other one come here and all they coulda do was to show water in a me kuruma. Cock down me Bible, 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 cock down me Bible. Cock down the Bible, 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 cock down the Bible. Cock off the bike me in a mate kuruma.
Our girls are so modern that they're always in the latest fashion. Our girls are so modern that they're always in the latest fashion. Every new dress or every new talk, they're even taking up the movie actors walk. Well, these girls now going around are even equipped with a stereophonic sound. For just imagine, I had a girl and she was a widescreen lever. For 3D Irene, leave Irene like a blooming dope. I went with Doris and I bounced up cinema scope. So I'll explain the matter further to the people who really don't go theater. The widescreen is very much wider than the screens we had in the long time theater. 3D brings the object closer. With the glasses you can see the depth of the picture. But the one that does make me ball is CinemaScope. It's wider than all. For I had a girl and she was a widescreen lever. For 3D Irene, leave Irene like a blooming dope. I went with Doris and I bounced up CinemaScope. One evening, I went with Miss Griper to see CinemaScope at the Ritz Theater. I saw the tournament of roses. To see it, I had to be in all different poses. Next at Ward, I went to see widescreen. I said no and went out with 3D Irene to see the House of Wax at the Globe Theater. You know, I found myself quite inside the picture. So imagine I had a girl and she was a widescreen. I leave her for 3D Irene. Leave Irene like a blooming dope. I went with Doris and I bounced up CinemaScope. So I wrote to the land of the movie and they sent me an answer already. They say the same machine that is working, but it is a different lens they are using. I wrote them back immediately, asking them to send down some lens for me. Since I get me lens, let me tell you, sir, I can show on any screen here in Jamaica. So let them bring the girls that really have the widescreen or even 3D Irene. When they think Lasha is a dope, I got me lens to fit the CinemaScope.
So things used to run in it. Listen.
When I listen to the nightingale singing, one sparrow flit from tree to tree, I remember the girls of Jamaica and what those dear girls meant to me. Yes, Jamaica gal, yes, Jamaica gal. There is no gal like Jamaica gal. They look so nice, they are so sweet. To me, no gal like Jamaica gal. The girls of Jamaica go strolling along on the street. Man, you shall got to stop and consider, cause they look like there's something to eat. Yes, Jamaica girl, yes, Jamaica girl. There is a girl like Jamaica girl. They look so nice and they are so sweet. You mean a girl like Jamaica girl, with the smiles that are always so pleasing, with the white teeth that glistens like pearl, with lips that are always so teasing. To me, they are the best in the world. Yes, Jamaica girl, yes, Jamaica girl. There is a girl like Jamaica girl. They look so nice and they are so sweet. To me, a girl like Jamaica girl. Waist so slim and so wiry, with your nice hips that swing to and fro, with their brown eyes so bright and so fiery, they'd make the most troubled hearts glow. Yes, Jamaica gal, yes, Jamaica gal. There is a gal like Jamaica gal. They look so nice and they are so sweet. To me, no gal like Jamaica gal. Many large countries, can't take this from me as a man. Neither Africa, Europe or Asia produce better girls than we can. Yes, Jamaica gal, yes, Jamaica gal. There is a girl like Jamaica gal. They look so nice, they are so sweet. To me, no girl like Jamaica gal. Comes to the art of romancing, our dear girls can sure take the wheel. And as for kissing, they'll never be wanting. Our dear girls will always hold sweet. Yes, Jamaica gal, yes, Jamaica gal. There is a gal like Jamaica gal. They look so nice and they are so sweet. We made a gal like Jamaica gal.
Yes. I saw things going on. Let's say now 28. So we're going down.
Aye, doctor, doctor, don't use this knife on me, this lost operation. I know it caused a sensation, but the doctor insists. And the more I start to resist, yes, he told me once and for all I will know. Right in the theater, sensation will go. Look, I'm begging him. Doctor, 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 don't use this knife on me. This lost operation, quite so. I know it caused a sensation. But after all, I made up my mind. Nurses and doctor getting so kind. I look around in the theater hall. The sensation make me still ball. Look a ballin'. Doctor, 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 don't use this knife on me. me this lost operation. I know it caused a sensation. The case was really emergency. The doctor said this is privacy. This was the word that get on my nerve. He ordered immediate to get me shaven. Look a shaving. Doctor, doctor, don't use this knife on me. This last operation, Kaiso, I know it caused a sensation. When they all dressed in their pretty white, it can be day and it can be night. Doctor will sure take care of your life. And easy said man to use the knife, but on a legging him, doctor, begging him, don't use this knife on me. This last operation, Kaiso, I know it caused a sensation.
Yes, man, I tell you.
The new dance they got in the town, making old women feel like the young. The new dance they got in the town, making old women feel like the young. Oh lady, you mashy my toe. Oh lady, the dance isn't so. Oh lady, leave the people dance, read your Bible and give the young girls a chance. I went one night to a dance, the band was playing a favorite swing. An old lady asked for a set, she dribbled from his stomach and leave it wet. Oh lady, you mashy my toe. Oh lady, stop, the dance isn't so. Oh lady, leave the people dance, read your Bible and give the young girls a chance. Let's dance till the break of morn. I say not me, you mashing me corn. She say you lie, you ain't got such thing. I more believe you can't do jitterbugging. Oh lady, you mashing my toe. Oh lady, stop, the dance isn't so. Oh lady, leave the people dance, read your Bible and give the young girls a chance. After the dance, she said she was numb. I took her to the bar and gave her a rum. She said, now please will you go with me? I've got plenty money and property. Oh lady, you mashy my toe. Oh lady, stop, the dance isn't so. Oh lady, leave the people dance, read your Bible and give the young girls a chance. After the dance, she said she was dumb. I took her to the bar and gave her a rum. She said, now please won't you go with me? I've got plenty money and property. Oh lady, you mashy my toe. Oh lady, stop, the dance isn't so. Oh lady, leave your people dance, read the Bible and give the young girls a chance.
Yes, man. Ethiopia.
what I have to say. Just listen and I will tell you what is the talk of the town today. For in every corner that you may walk, you will see a group of people park. They're not skylarking, they are only talking about Ethiopia. Some say they want to leave Jamaica and go back to Africa. Some talk about Ethiopia and others Liberia. But no matter where, I do not care, for I know I must be there to get my share of all the riches and delicious dishes of Ethiopia. So you can tell me about Ethiopia, for that's the place where I want to go. I keep dreaming of Ethiopia, where the milk and the honey flow. It is the land of liberty, with corn and wine awaiting me. It is no wonder my heart keeps Banda or Ethiopia. Oh, what a glorious morning when we land on Liberia shore. Our sorrows will all be over, black man, and here we will weep no more. But if you lazy, you will sure to die, for you won't thief there nor tell no lie. It takes behavior to be your savior in Ethiopia. So you can take away me land and me dumb thing, for I don't care a pick about that. But send me back to Ethiopia, make me go mark out me burial spot. For if I die before the day, my duffy will be going away. For in a sickness, about a weakness, for Ethiopia.
Yes, people, I tell you. So we go back to Christopher now and listen.
Oh no, them not here. Some of them say them not no fear. No, yeah, but let me tell you this clear. Yeah, alright. Mama say, don't you follow bad company. Mama say, don't trust strangers along the way. Mama say, the seed when you sow you are gonna reap today. Mama say, no follow bad company. They have to find rent for England. So be progressive. The youth of nowadays don't get no positive message. Everyone a bad man, everyone aggressive. The negativity too excessive. People are weep and mourn. Call on the Father, sit up on his throne. Some a go the wrong way, claim them a uncream for the cone. God bless my own. Remember, Mama say, don't you follow bad company. Mama say, don't trust strangers along the way. Mama say, seed when you sow you are gonna reap today. Mama say, no follow bad company. So me stay to myself or me real friend them. No entourage we put me in a problem. Enough of these guys me ain't I don't know with them. Enough of these guys wonder who sent them. Me listen to the elderly one. No respect which one me come from. Here I am as a man. Mama discipline it make me stand strong. Mama say, remain don't follow bad company. Mama say, don't trust strangers along the way. Mama say, seed when you sow you are gonna reap today. Mama say, no follow bad company. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, beg you to guide me along the way. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, Lord, me a beg you to guide me along the way. Mama say, don't you follow bad company. Mama say, don't trust strangers along the way. Mama say, the seed when you sow you are gonna reap today. Mama say, no follow bad company. Yeah, Mama say, don't you follow bad company. Mama say, don't trust strangers along the way. Mama say, the seed when you sow you are gonna reap today. Mama say, no follow bad company.
Yes, Mama say.
to come back to him at the end. All the children sang la la la. At the end, all the children sang la la la. At the end.
an anthem.
I
want her to let us free.
Them can't cross, them can't cross, them can't cross, them can't cross the border. We have them under order. They say them can't cross the border. Them can't cross the border. Me say we have them under order. Them can't cross the border. Cha-cha have them under order. Them coming with them tag of war. They have to stay far. What you're acting like.
Seen? Far. Problems again every time you turn.
1, 2.
La 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 la. Fire I go burn them. Fire I go burn them. Catch a fire, catch a fire. Say catch a fire, they make a noise. Catch a fire, catch a fire. And they make a noise. Just the other day, I pop out. Just the other day, another one fall. Catch a fire, catch a fire. Catch a fire, they make a noise. Catch a fire. Catch a fire, they make a noise. Now you reach as I.
So let's talk about your conscience. We all have that. We fight against it. We do things to which we are found guilty of. But when I face up to the facts or to the reality, we try to hide. And through not accepting responsibility for our actions, we suffer pain and we inflict pain on other people. Fight not your conscience. The human conscience is not like a hard drive. And with a hard drive, no matter how you try to delete or erase, everything stays the same. It's just in the background, parked up. So the human conscience is not possible to be erased. It stays with us until we depart from what is called life. But some people suffer the consequences of living with guilt and feeling the guilt, and then suffer from mental persecution, self-inflicted mental persecution through their actions. Whether you are young, whether you are middle, or whether you are old, it's a human action, responsive action that's deep embedded in what we call our soul, but it lunges in that place called the brain, conscience. All of our actions. So seek spiritual upliftment. And be honest and upright in the sight of the Almighty God, because it's God who knows beside ourselves what lodges in the conscience. Now I tell you, don't be afraid. Yeah. So, gather up your thoughts and try to be righteous. Seek forgiveness. You see, in the Catholic Church, them have people who go confession. And you know, confession is people them expressing them conscience, you know, all their actions, all their fears, even their thoughts. And them just reveal these things to a listening ear. A social, religious, spiritual revealing. Yeah. But it's being told that then we'll take all of these to God. And the pastor will say, my son, my daughter, I will intercede on your behalf. Sometimes even give you a date and time that then will give you the response. And sometimes they try to give you the response there and then, as if them are their intercessors. This is on this earth. These are things that happens on a day-to-day, hour by hour basis. So it has a role. But there's some people that's not part of that persuasion. And they don't go and attend any shrinks and have consultation. Them try to hide. And then walk, them live with guilt. But yet still them persona shows something different. Because it's only them who knows, apparently. It's a sad situation. It's very sad. But there's a way of healing. And the way to heal, as Mom would say, is to be truthful. To be truthful, to be upright, and to do that which we know is right. Because every time we think that someone else don't know, it's fool we are fool ourselves. And smart we are trying to think we're smart. No, when one charges that journey, that's the pain. Because you don't know who actually knows. And many signs appear. And your heart, your soul, your mind is in fear. How much do they know? Do they really know? What is it that they know? See? So, before you know it, you're going crazy. And the life that one thinks they live in is misery. All because of a wrong action. All because of a wrong action. And many things can be avoided. But how brave is mankind in recognizing and then coming to grips or terms. You see, money doesn't physically interfere with anyone. It's just a thing called currency. But you see, when man put him handiwork illegally within and around and in the pursuit of money that is not theirs, problems. So it'd be very good for one to see, recognize, to live a life not being free on a journey of amusement and sexual pleasures. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's so empty. It's so empty. There's nothing prosperous about that. And then to inflict hurt on others in the pursuit of this vain appetite. Mom, brother, your brother is here. Your son is here. And until I come and meet you all, Mom, I'm still your son. Will not change. What for? What for? Honesty is the best policy. My saddest event is that I did hear you. And in many things, I didn't act. But you know and I know and God knows I haven't been wrong. That's why I can live. But I miss you all. Trust me. I miss you all.
A big one. Oh, yeah, there's the chorus. After this, I go. Listen me. Hear me now. I'm frightened to live. Why you? I'm frightened to live. Now, hold it in. I'm frightened to live. Sing. I'm frightened to live. I'm frightened to live. I'm frightened to live. One more time. I'm frightened to live. Sing. I'm frightened to live. Yeah. I build me a coffin. I make it my home, because that is my only choice, this kind of life. I leave it alone, because when I look around and I see man raping their own daughters mercilessly, man living with man, woman with woman, so how must I live? I can't understand. Look, I'm frightened to live. Why you? I'm frightened to live. I'm frightened to live. Sing. I'm frightened to live. A bandit in my face with a gun. Take my own and began to run. I'm in the station reporting what the bandit do. I was the same bandit I was reporting to. Look, I'm frightened to live. I'm frightened to live. I'm frightened to live. Sing. I'm frightened to live. Come again, let me hear. I'm frightened to live. Where you? I'm frightened to live. One more time, come again. I'm frightened to live. Hey. I'm frightened to live. Hear me now. It is so obnoxious when I look around. Things I just hear and see. My God, how could I go on? Children killing children every day. Parents guiding their children to go astray. Tell me how those youths getting all those guns, and where in the world those guns coming from? Me see, I'm frightened to live. Where you? I'm frightened to live. You come again. I'm frightened to live. Sing. I'm frightened to live. Hear this. If in my ceiling they find coke and gun, is my whole family they carrying down. But if the police get caught with the same refrain, all they getting is transfer to do crime again. You see, I'm frightened to live. Hey.
And we experienced that all the while. You see? Yeah. Guidance gone. God willing, we're there tomorrow. Oh, we'll go back to the to the selections principle. Yeah, man. Guidance. Yo, Tuesday. Enough respect for all those who grab the thing. You understand? Only thing is now, when I suppose, should I give me some comments, you know? Because when I just gravitate to it, enough respect, give thanks for that. And yeah, we'll go to part 2. You understand? And we'll put the part 2 from an African's perspective, not a European. Yeah. Guidance. And we'll talk spirituality and materialism. And that we attack. Is it? So we will do a part 2, strictly Africa, no Europeanism. If anything, is where the European influence have hit us and has interfered with us as a people, not just the children of the slaves, as a black people. You see? Because everything to do with us, them transform, them plagiarize, them brainwash we, because we're in their institutions, and them transform. So the only people them don't get touched up is the ones them that live in the villages. You understand? You see? And like Rasta, who never got transformed and then become voluntarily transformed. That is a problem to me. You understand? Because most of them never go to school, right? So them never get indoctrinated into European philosophies and opinions and ideologies. You see? So after all of that, then finish up following the man's theological education. Whoa, something wrong. guidance. It's the burial. It's the burial. You know something I should have said? Our parents, them struggle and sacrifice themselves for us. You see? And our children, them supposed to say, their children, them supposed to say, Grandma, you understand? Gave us an opportunity to have life. Yes. You see? I saw the thing going on. It's a chain. But you see, conscience is moral sense of what is right from what is wrong. One should not suffer from a guilt complex. One should not suffer guilt. One should not. A family should not have that. Righteousness and love and tender care is what brought that collective that we call family together. You see? A union gave birth and raised that which came out of those births. And those births grew and created a union and brought about their own birth. Understand them parts there now. A serious rarity thing. You see? Stop play. This is a burial. guidance until tomorrow, God willing. Assalamu alaikum.